The Oil King's Redemption, a story of struggle and victory. In a somber tone, the prologue begins. The Land of Black Gold. Bayelsa State, Niger Delta, Nigeria. The land was rich, but the people were poor. Beneath their feet flowed rivers of oil, wealth siphoned away by pipelines and politicians while their own children played in polluted creeks. Frustrated, the narrator continues. Joseph Aganaba grew up in this injustice, watching his father's fishing nets come up empty, his mother's farm yield poisoned crops. The federal government promised compensation, but it never came. Act 1. The Escape. With nothing but anger and determination, Joseph left Bayelsa for River State. He worked as a laborer, then a clerk, saving every naira. There, he met Ngozi, a schoolteacher who believed in him. They married, had 2 daughters, and for a while, life was kinder. But Joseph wanted more, not just for himself, but for his people. He scraped together enough to fly to Germany, working night shifts in a factory, learning broken German, swallowing pride and prejudice. 5 years later, his family joined him, but the language barrier suffocated them. Europe was cold in more ways than one. Act 2. A new fight in an old war. Britain became their refuge. Joseph took warehouse jobs, Ngozi cleaned hospitals, but they swore their daughters would never struggle like they did. Amara and Kosiso Chukwu studied hard, graduated with honors, and became a doctor and an engineer. Their success was Joseph's pride, but his heart still ached for Bayelsa. Act 3. The Return of the King. When Joseph finally returned to Nigeria, he wasn't the same boy who fled poverty. He founded the Niger Delta Justice Initiative, rallying communities, filing lawsuits, and confronting ministers. The fight was brutal. Bribes were offered, threats made, but Joseph refused to back down. After years of protests and lobbying, a landmark bill was passed. 5% of oil revenues would return to host communities. It wasn't everything, but it was a start. At the signing ceremony, Joseph stood tall, his daughters beside him. The boy from the creeks had become the man who forced a nation to listen. Epilogue. Legacy. Today, Joseph's NGO trains young activists. His daughters fund scholarships for Niger Delta children. And though the oil still flows, the people now have a voice, because one man refused to forget where he came from.